Alright, my Discord demanded it, so here's this video. Let's set some groundwork first. To put it simply, Wizards of the Coast has leaked a 1.1 version of their open game license, hereon referred to as the OGL. This OGL, traditionally in layman's terms of course, has been the D&D community's method to not get sued for copyright infringement by using D&D branding, name recognition, writing, and systems. This 1.1 changes made some pretty significant tweaks to things in regard to the nature of commercial products, which, to put it lightly, is making it so that Wizards has a lot more power over any sold project using the OGL and is taking a 20 to 25% cut of any product over 750,000 USD, which is quite a bit. But I don't want to talk about the OGL. I want to talk about how we actually got here. In 2012, D&D 5th edition was announced, and D&D Next was the name. Officially in 2014, 5e was released, and we've been a subsequent blight on this hobby since. Well, perhaps blight is a tad harsh. An incredibly popular product that brought people in, claiming a massive chunk of the market share. Now, leads to what I would like to refer to as the secondary market. The OGL allows creators to monetize their homebrew games and use the D&D branding, mechanics, and concepts for their own game. This market subsequently fucking exploded, leading to companies such as Level Up 5e, Matt Colville, Steamforged Games, Onyx Path, Hitpoint Press, Monty Cook Games, Kobold Press, Matt Mercer's juggernaut of Critical Role, and aura of other companies, content producers, and people who use the OGL to continue business. Now, to put this more in perspective, picture the Source Engine. We love Gabe Newell's nightmare. Now, picture the big mods, big games, big anything for the Source Engine, and picture entire companies, incorporated ones, big ones, small ones, independent creators, all just made Source Engine games. Some of them can be run independently, others demand other products, others simply need you to be part of the Source Engine. Now that seems ridiculous, right? Giving that much power to a single company. As of January 10th, as of this script is being written, that's a reality of the TTRPG market. If you were Valve in the previous situation, people were using your thing to make a lot of money, wouldn't you want a heavier cut of it? Thus we enter the current situation, the OGL 1.1 update. And to this I say, no shit they're doing this, money isn't flowing into the TTRPG scene as much as we'd like to believe, but a lot has been flowing to Wizards and D&D for years at this point, feeding them more and more and more power over anyone. Now they're looking for their cut. You can make an argument that they don't have the right to revoke the OGL, but here's the catch in that regard. They aren't revoking it. They're changing the deal. As you have to think about it like this. D&D is part of Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast is just a subsidiary of Hasbro, their best performing subsidiary in fact. Every Magic card purchased, every supplement on the DM's Guild purchased, every fan piece with that stupid ampersand slapped on it, that was all feeding them. Every single bit. Let's take a think here real fast though. What about the other major games that come to mind? Really think about it. Cyberpunk Red, yeah, that's great. How are those supplements coming along? Oh, Google Cyberpunk while you're at it, and rest assured it's not going to be Red being the first thing that pops up. Steve Jackson Games, GURPS, and the plethora of other books, a fair contender, but is it comparable here or anywhere else in the world? Shadowrun, who is licensed out to Catalyst because it is owned by Fanatics currently after being sold by Topps. White Wolf, you mean Paradox, because White Wolf has been passed around for years and got his entire studio gutted while doing that. Onyx Path being no better. Chaosium, COC, Call of Cthulhu, come on, yeah, probably the only one who could hold a candle to it. Evil Hat Indie Market relies almost entirely on Kickstarter to get most things done. Powered by the Apocalypse, it's completely decentralized. No one owns jack shit there. Free League, Modifius, Cubicle 7, and Wowie Zowie, look at all those licensed IP games people forget exist half the time. Remember Blade Runner? And how can we forget Paizo, Pathfinder, or as I like to call it, 3.75 edition, and its sequel which people haven't adopted as readily or as strong. Do any of these have a movie coming out, a new television show apparently coming out, video games, the backing of Magic the Gathering, the entire might of fucking Hasbro at their back, and most importantly, and this is pretty major, an entire secondary market making shit for them, sometimes for free. D&D has secured a cult of people, and for a decade, mind you, has cultivated them into thinking D&D is the only game worth buying or playing, with an entire industry focused around building that up. Kobold Press does not want you buying World of Darkness or Cyberpunk. They wanted you to buy 5e. I'm not surprised with the OGL changes. I can't be. It's a marketing ploy to take that very dominant position and fully capitalize on it. They want every dime they can get. Does this say something broader about D&D as the money printer? Probably. It's most likely completely underperforming in every metric, with some Hasbro executive looking over a spreadsheet wondering why they are allowing a company who raked in $1 million selling 5e products to even consider that. It's amazing they didn't outright try and revoke the whole thing and sue every single one of them into the dirt. But this is part of a greater issue, I believe, and I'll call this the Convergence. In 2024, we'll be celebrating 5e's 10th birthday, as we'll also be celebrating D&D's 50th. And it's also going to be the year one D&D is going to launch, and that'll be the time we see either if we're fucked or less fucked. There are 3 outcomes to this launch, and this OGL 1.1 I think is precursor to that result. Option A, Wizards keeps the status quo and 1D&D simply becomes 6th edition. Their market share remains completely dominant, but a little bit lesser. People bleed from edition to edition, of course, and some won't want to adopt. But where are you gonna get your 5e books regardless? Option B, Wizards is punished for it. This is it. The 1D&D fails spectacularly, and we enjoy another late 90s post-4E era where the King's Crown is sundered. To explain this a bit, in the late 90s, 2E was showing its age quite a bit, especially since TSR was completely collapsing. It was open season, and we saw the rise of quite a few games, especially the likes of Vampire and Shadowrun and a few others. After 4E released in 2008, however, we saw something similar. Hence the foundation of some of the major players now were due to that very turbulent era. But the common factor is that not one of these could claim the crown, resulting in 3E dominance in the 2000s and 5E's decade-long tenure. It'll be messy, though, because everyone's hungry for that crown, and it may backfire until 7th edition drops. And, well, we have option C now. Wizards wins. 1D&D does well. They release, people throw money at them, and Matt Mercer gives that little smile and a wink with all the nice new pool in his backyard. You'll play with Wizards Ball because they damn well know they have it, and they converge, hence the name, their assets into a singular entity. If I were to be a guessing man, probably a deal with the Aura Group, who we'd better know as the Roll20 and Drive-Thru RPG they acquired last year. You know, the largest TTRPG distributor in the market and current host of the DM's Guild. We've also seen piecemealing books for what I can only really describe as microtransactions. My guess is that we'd see other companies throw their lot in with other VTTs in a method to compete. We're seeing that a little bit when it comes to Modifius and Roll, or One Multiverse and Blades in the Dark. This convergence sees the rise of 2 separate people, the haves and have-nots. Want to play this new fancy game? Then you'll have to buy, play, and enjoy it on this particular VTT. You want to make a supplement? Well, make sure you play by our rules for our license and our requirements, or else it's not going to be shown to anybody, you're not going to be able to sell it anywhere, and it's going to be suggesting the knee breakers don't get to you first. To put it simply, it'll be a nightmare, and sunder the space between those with and those without. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel here? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe we're all fucked and this bubble we've been fostering blows up in our face. Perhaps we'll see the outright collapse of it. The normies leaving en masse as the new hotness takes hold. We'll see a few companies go under, of course, but that's par for the course, unfortunately. But I find it fascinating that people aren't telling Wizards to go fuck themselves. They are actively demanding to continue working for them effectively. Oh, Wizards, please let me lick your boots. I'll lick them hard if you start kicking me. Maybe some of them will get their wish even. Go on, little oglins. Keep making it for Daddy Wizard. Maybe he won't hold you in abject contempt as much. I don't think the O5R movement is going to help, especially when you have shit like Everyday Heroes coming out, or any of the other games claiming to be the successor, or whatever the fuck Wonderfilled is huffing, I guess. This entire industry is rotten. We're all various shades of screwed. But you know what? I got hope. I got a little hope. There's something will turn out okay. We really only can hope at this point. My name is Notepad Anon, a little different from usual. Sorry if it sounds a little bit odd, but it happens with news this fast. So let's sit back and watch the fireworks. Godspeed and good luck.